Are you ready for the emergence of billions of billions of billions of billions of little insects that kind of look like aliens? They're coming, brood X of the cicadas. Welcome to this adventure of Wasil Science as we talk about these insects that are about to emerge after 17 years of living underground. We go in search for the cicadas. Let's do it. Thanks for joining us on this adventure. Let's go. Before we leave the science lab in search of these creatures, they're going to take over, or at least emerge from about 14 different states in the eastern United States. Here's a map that kind of outlays that. Check out this beautiful little cicada. Beautiful little dude just hanging out. Just saw him here on the path. Gonna set him free so he doesn't get squished by a golf cart or somebody driving by. Just so cool. Cicadas can live 17 years before emerging as an adult. Just amazing. Did you know that cicadas have some of the longest lifespans of any of the insects, living between either the 13 years or 17 years they're underground, and then they wait until the temperature is about 64 degrees to begin emerging from the soil. All the while, they've been sucking down nutrients from the tree roots and sap. Amazing.
People get cicadas and locusts confused. Locusts are a type of grasshopper. Cicadas are still an insect, but they're quite different. But both cicadas and grasshoppers go through the same incomplete metamorphosis. So it's different from, let's say, a butterfly. Starts off as a caterpillar, goes through the stages there from pupa to larva to adult, right, or the chrysalis. The incomplete metamorphosis is a little bit different. Let's learn about that now.
There's two main processes of metamorphosis that insects go through. The first is called incomplete metamorphosis, and our friend, the grasshopper, goes through this. What is incomplete metamorphosis? Basically, there's no larva, there's no cocoon, there's no pupa stage for incomplete metamorphosis. Instead, what's happening is this organism is going to go through from the egg to a nymph and go through about 4 or 5 molts before it eventually is an adult. Now that's incomplete metamorphosis. Complete metamorphosis is like our friends here, the butterflies, right? It starts off as an egg. There's no nymph stage or molting stages for complete metamorphosis. Instead, we start out with the egg. Eventually, the egg hatches and we have a larva. In our case, it could be like this caterpillar. Then that grows to form a chrysalis or cocoon, and eventually, as a pupa, it eventually emerges as an adult. Just amazing. There's different types of life cycles for the creation that God has made, and yet every living thing goes through it. Every living thing goes through a life cycle. Just incredible. God is amazing. Praise Him. Woo! When it is time for the cicadas to emerge, they can emerge at about 1.5 million per acre, all at once. They just come up from the surface. Incredible. God created them with that ability to help preserve their species. So as they're coming up, these predators, the birds, the frogs, the other animals that are gorging on them are eventually going to get full. And it's kind of like an all-you-can-eat buffet. Eventually, you push the plate aside and say, man, I'm done, right? And those species, those cicadas, are able to flourish and live on their lives and send forth future generations.